Hello everybody, Board Game Lawyer here. It's a Monday night and I want to play some Marvel Champions from Fantasy Flight Games. Yes, I'm getting into my winter pattern. The days are short, so I'm no longer able to disc golf in the evenings. It's cold outside, so my winter pattern is to put on weight and play board games. And so that's what I'm going to do tonight. And so I'm going to take Magneto up against the Hood tonight. And so we're going to be playing in standard. So we've got Hood 1 and 2 out on the table. Magneto, we're going to use the aspect of Pool to play Magneto this evening. And so I've got a 42 card deck that I've built for Magneto of the Pool aspect. So Magneto has a thwart of 2, an attack of 2, a defense of 2. He's the newest hero in the Marvel Champions card game, just released within the last few weeks. He has the magnetic pull ability in his hero form, which is discard cards on the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand, limit once per round. So that's his hero side. Hand size of 5, 10 hit points. And Eric Lyncher is his alter ego. He has a recovery of 3. This is how he'll start this evening with the mutant ability, who is also a survivor. Response after you change this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile into your deck. So that's Eric Lyncher, using him in the Pool aspect. We've got his hit points set at 10. Also, Old Grievances is his obligation, so we'll go ahead and shuffle that into the encounter deck. And because he's playing in the Pool aspect, we also need to put in Crisis of Infinite Deadpools. When revealed, reveal the set-aside Dreadpool minion and Dreadful Deed side scheme. Shuffle the rest of the set-aside Dreadpool encounter set into the encounter deck and remove this card from the game. So that's going to get shuffled in as well. All right, so let's take a look at our setup for the Hood. So the Hood begins with 14 hit points, so I need to set my dial up to 14. All right. And we'll first take a look at his main scheme. So his main scheme is making connections. It says the Hood 1 and Hood 2, which is what we're using instead for 3 would be instead for expert mode, but we're just in standard tonight. We're just going to have a nice casual game this evening, hopefully. The Hood and the standard encounter sets. And so that's what's shuffled in to the encounter deck is the standard encounter set and the Hood set. The setup says to choose 7 modular encounter sets and set them aside. You may choose randomly. Choose one of those sets at random, then shuffle it into the encounter deck. So I did pick out, I manually selected a lot of folks that Magneto's not really friends with right now. Get a drink there. All right, and let's see what modular sets I selected. The 7 modular sets that we need this evening are the Brotherhood, represented by Toad. So this will be our randomizer. We've got Sebastian Shaw, who is part of the Hellfire Club. So he's part of the Hellfire mod. Sebastian Shaw. We have Queen of Hearts, who is part of the Crazy Gang. Arcade, and his modular set is simply Arcade. Sauron. We have Fabian Cortez representing the Acolytes. And we've got Mystique representing the modular set named after her. So those are the 7 modulars. I'll go ahead and shuffle those up and see which random one is going to get put into the encounter deck. All right. So we'll shuffle those up. Alexa, a random number between 1 and 7.
Here's a number between 1 and 7. It's 4.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4th down is Mystique. Dangerous. Mystique is dangerous. So we're going to put the Mystique modular set into the encounter deck. And she have 5 cards: Metamorphic Mayhem, Shapeshifter Surprise, and Infiltration, along with Mystique, into the encounter deck, and we'll give that a nice little shuffle there. I'll just shuffle that up over here. All right, in the meantime, we'll take a look at the Hood. So the Hood is a villain with a scheme of 1 and an attack of 1. He has a foul play special, which is discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card does not belong to the Hood encounter set, deal it to yourself as a face down encounter card. Okay, so the modular, got the encounter deck shuffled up here. All right, now let's look at side 1A of making connections. It looks like we've got everything done. Choose one of those sets at random, shuffle it into the encounter deck. So we're going to flip over to side 1B, which is when resolved, or when revealed, sorry. Each player must resolve the Hood's foul play ability and player order, and it begins with 1 threat on it. So we'll go ahead and put the 1 threat on the main scheme before we forget that. All right, there's 1 threat on the main scheme. And the foul play ability is discard the top cards of the encounter deck. If that card does not belong to the Hood encounter set, deal it to yourself as a face down encounter card. Well, it is Old Grievances, and so it's going to get dealt to us as a face down encounter card. I'll just set it right over here for now. So at least we know the first encounter card that we'll deal with is our obligation. And since we're able to look at it, force response after you use your Magnetopool ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it, or alter ego action, exhaust Eric Lyncher and discard Old Grievances. Okay, so that'll be, unfortunately, the first card that we deal with. Tonight in our encounter cards. I'll go ahead and shuffle up my player deck. I think that's everything to get the Hood set up. So we'll deal our hand size of 6. So we've got Get Ragey, ready an ally. That ally gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. We draw a Genius card. We draw Self-Preservation. Double the number of resources this card generates. If your identity has sustained less than 5 damage, triple the resources instead if you've sustained no damage. So no damage at the beginning of the game. So that's a good one. We have Stick-to-Itiveness. 2 more cards. Ooh, Self-Confidence. Getting all my... And I got all my resources, unfortunately, here without much to pay for them. Stick-to-Itiveness is good. Spend a fist resource. Exhaust this card. Ready your hero. Okay. Too bad I didn't grab any of my 3-costers just yet. So Self-Preservation, Self-Confidence. We'll keep those 2 3-costers. Get Ragey is an event, and we didn't get any allies, so we'll go ahead and discard that as part of our mulligan. I think I'm also going to, I know this is crazy, discard Stick-to-Itiveness. No, we'll hang on to Stick-to-Itiveness and we'll keep a card to pay for it. I'm going to discard Energy, because that will allow me to draw 2 more cards. And I draw an event, Hero Interrupt. When a Treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. And we get Distraction, which is an upgrade attached to a non-elite minion, max 1 per minion. So I got a bust of a hand this turn. That's really a bad hand, actually. So to start the game with, I got lots of resources and not much cool stuff. I do have a Self-Confidence, and I've got a Distraction I could use to ready myself with the Stick-to-Itiveness. But anyhow, that's going to be my hand to begin the game. That's the way it goes sometimes. I'm going to flip over to my hero side, which says Magnetopool. Discard cards from the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand. Limit once per round. So we'll start discarding. I got Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Metal Shards, which is an attack. Ooh. And I do have 3 resources to pay for a Metal Shard. So maybe not so bad after all. Not a bad way to start the game. Anyway, so we've got the Metal Shards. It's going to deal 7 damage to an enemy, and I can use... I'm going to use Self-Preservation to pay for it. Double the number of resources this card generates. If your identity is sustained less than 5 damage, triple the resources. So it's going to be a 3 resource card to play Metal Shards. So I'm going to be able to deal 7 damage to the Hood. So that knocks half of his health out already. And Then if I use my Genius card to pay for my Stick-to-itiveness, so now I have an upgrade out on the table, and let's ready this, and we're still readied on Magneto. I've got get in front of me, Hero Interrupt. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. The villain attacks you instead. Okay. If an ally or another hero defends this attack, draw a card. That's nice. So get in front of me. We might keep hold of that. Magneto is going to attack the Hood, and he's going to hit him for 2. That's knocking him down to 5. We're going to exhaust Stick-to-itiveness to spend a fist resource, which is Distraction, to ready my hero, Magneto, and Magneto is going to punch the Hood again for 2 more, knocking him down to 3. Okay. So that will end my turn. I'm going to hang on to Self-Confidence. I'm going to hang on to Get in Front of Me. And, yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang on to both of these cards. And I'll draw up my hand size of 5. So I'll draw up the Healing Factor, which is good. Strength, and Electromagnetic Blast. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If the scheme removes the last threat from the scheme, you may discard an attachment with the text Hero Action or Hero Response. That could come in handy. Alright, so that's my hand size of 5. Hood is going to place 1 threat onto Making Connections. The Hood is going to attack Magneto. I need to ready all my stuff here. Do I want to defend this attack? I don't think I'm going to defend it just now. Although I could pay for a healing factor if I don't take damage. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and defend that. Defend for 2. And we're going to draw this card as a boost, and it's a 0. So I take no damage. So that's good. So I'm still at full strength. Deal myself an encounter card, and now the first encounter card we know is give to the Eric Lyncher player force response. After you use your magnetic pull ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. Ooh. Alter ego action, exhaust Eric Lyncher and discard old grievances. Okay, so that's my obligation that's on the table. And I'm exhausted, so that's not good. Hopefully I do have a couple of ways to ready myself. But we may not worry about this turn. Let's see what this card ends up being. And it is Field Recruitment. When revealed, choose 1 set-aside modular encounter set at random. Then shuffle it into the encounter deck. Resolve the Hood's foul play ability. And remove this card from the game. So I could water down the Hood deck by not canceling this treachery. I do think I had a card that cancels treacheries, right? Let's see. It was that Get in Front of Me. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. The villain attacks you instead. I don't think I want to be attacked. I think what I'm going to do is just choose. I'm going to use the when revealed ability. Choose 1 set-aside modular set at random. Shuffle it in the encounter deck. Resolve the Hood's foul play ability and remove this card from the game. So yeah, we're going to choose 1 at random. We've got Sebastian Shaw, Fabian Cortez, Toad, Arcade, Queen of Hearts, and Sauron left. So I'll go ahead and give those cards a shuffle. Okay. And we'll say, Alexa, give me a random number between 1 and 6. Alexa, a random number between 1 and 6.
Here's a number between 1 and 6. It's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we have the Queen of Hearts, which means that we are going to bust out the Crazy Gang. All right. And the Crazy Gang is right here. We've got the Jester off with his head, Executioner, Tweedledope, and the Crazy Gang. We're going to shuffle these cards along with Queen of Hearts into the encounter deck. Shuffling in. Shuffling in. And then field recruitment, it says remove this card from the game. So it's we're going to put it in the set aside area. Removed from the game. So we've got Queen of Hearts and the Crazy Gang. We've got Mystique in there. We've really watered down the Hood set so that foul play ability is much more likely to go off in his favor at this point. Okay, that's it. So we're going to do his foul play ability. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card does not belong to the Hood encounter set, deal it to yourself as a face card, face down encounter card, which we're still in the encounter stage. So if it's not the Hood, which it's not, it's going to get dealt to us as a face down encounter card. And so that means that Mystique comes out. She has toughness. Players cannot attack the villain. Mystique's a scheme is equal to the villain's scheme, and her attack is equal to the villain's attack. Not good. She is not villainous. She is elite. 9 health. And she gets toughness. Mystique's going to be around for a minute, I'm afraid. All right. Still have my obligation on the table, and it's my turn. I think for sure I'm going to spend well, I've got that ability here. After you use Magnetopool, take 1 damage for each card discarded this way. So I want to use my self-confidence before I use my Magnetopool ability. So self-confidence is what we're going to use to put out my healing factor. Healing factor says after a player phase begins, exhaust healing factor, healed 2 damage from your identity. Okay, so we've got our healing factor out now. And we're using self-confidence to pay for that. All right. And I do have 2 resources to pay for the electromagnetic blast, which says remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from the scheme, you may discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. None of those are on anything, so we'll just hang on to electromagnetic blast for now. We are going to use our magnetic pull ability. Discard cards from your encounter deck until you discard a magnetic card. I got to keep track of how many. Take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. Okay, so our first one is Get Good. We've got Magneto's Armor. Okay, Magneto's Armor says Magneto gets +1 thwart this round. Magneto gets +1 attack this round. Magneto gets +1 defense this round. And it says after you resolve your magnetic pull ability, if you discard at least one of the following resources, mental, fist, or energy, or any of these, that's where I get my buff. So I do take 2 damage because of old grievances, so I drop myself down to 8. And Magneto's Armor, I could pay for it. So I'll put it out on the table by using... do I want to do that yet? Do I want to do that yet? I might want to use my electromagnetic blast to remove threat from the main scheme. Hang on to Magneto's Armor. Yeah. Or discard Magneto's Armor. You know what? I could ready myself with Magneto's Armor. I totally could do that. Yeah, so let me do that. I'm going to use Magneto's Armor. I'm not a real big fan of the Magneto's Armor card. I don't know if I'm just not I'm not sure. But I am going to exhaust Stick-to-Itiveness to ready up Magneto. And then Magneto is going to... No, I think what I'll do is I'll do the electromagnetic blast, and I'll spend strength. Yeah, I'll spend strength to do the electromagnetic blast to remove the 2 threat from making connections. Yep, 2 threat off of there, and then I am going to flip into my alter ego form. And after you change this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile into your deck. So I'm going to discard Electromagnetic Blast and Strength and Magneto's Armor. All 3 of these are going to get shuffled into my deck. So we bring them back. You know, chance to get Magneto's Armor later. And get in front of me, I'll probably just discard that at the end of my turn, probably. So I'm going to exhaust Eric Lyncher to exhaust to discard Old Grievances. So it's just going to get discarded in the discard pile. At least it's gone. I won't take any more damage from that. And I took enough damage to where I could use my healing factor to heal myself back up if I want to. I'm going to discard, get in front of me, end my turn. Likely Making Connections is going to go off, but I really needed to flip down to get rid of that Old Grievances card anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to ready myself up. I do get to draw 6 cards now. So we're going to draw Dogpool and Metal Shards. Nice. And we've got Distraction. And we draw Asteroid M, which is good. And a Strength card. And we got Self-Control. Ooh. All right, good. Maybe we get out of this. Yeah, maybe we can make some things happen on my next turn. So, all right. Place 1 threat on Making Connections. Hood is going to scheme for 1 plus a boost of 3. So that's going to put us up to our 5 on Making Connections. So this first stage is completed. 3, 4, 5. So that first stage is completed. Stage 2 comes out. And stage 2 says, when revealed, choose 1 set-aside modular encounter set at random, then shuffle it into the encounter deck. Place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme. Ooh. All right, so we choose 1 modular encounter. We've got 5 left. Nope, that's not my random ones. Here they are. My random ones are Fabian Cortez, Sebastian Shaw, Toad, Sauron, and Arcade. We'll shuffle those guys up. Okay, and we'll get Alexa to draw us a random number between 1 and 5.
Here's a number between 1 and 5. It's 1.
It's 1. Sebastian Shaw, the Hellfire Club. All right, so we'll go find our Hellfire. 5 cards in the Hellfire, and we'll shuffle these into the encounter deck. All right, 1 counter deck's getting huge. 3, 4, 5. Where that foul play ability goes off now, the chances of me finding a hood card are going to be, it's getting a lot harder. All these modulars shuffled in. Okay, Promise Prosperity. It says place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme. So I do have acceleration token here that we could put on the main scheme. We'll flip this over. And it says, when revealed, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. For each player who was not dealt at least 1 face down encounter card, place 2 threat here. Okay. So here's the hood's foul play ability, and it is Metamorphic Mayhem. This is not a hood card, so we put it down. We deal it to ourselves face down. We do need to place 1 threat out here. No, 2 threat on the main scheme. So it's already up to 2. Okay, good. And now Mystique is going to scheme for 1. She's not, yeah, she's just a scheme of 1. So we're going to place 1 threat on the main scheme. That completes the activation phase. Now we deal ourselves an encounter card. So these are our 2 encounter cards. The one that we had already was Metamorphic Mayhem. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme shuffles the shapeshifter card, shuffles each shapeshifter card from the encounter discard pile into their deck. And it comes into play with 3 threat on it. And it's got an amplify icon on it. And the next card is Sebastian Shaw. He comes into play. He has toughness and villainous. It says force response after Sebastian Shaw is attacked. Give him a face down boost card. He cannot be attacked again this phase. All right, so Magneto's old friends are coming out after him in force. He is villainous. And he can only be attacked once in a phase. Ooh. It's getting dangerous. But that's going to end the hood's turn. He's getting ahead of me. I do have the healing factor. After the player phase begins, exhaust healing factor, heal 2 damage from your identity. So we're going to go back up to full strength. All right. And we've got Dogpool, Metal Shards, Distraction. Attached to a non-elite minion, max 1 per minion. Attached minion cannot activate. And Sebastian Shaw, oddly enough, is a non-elite minion. But I can't remove threat off of the main scheme once I do that, so I need to maybe hang on to that. Also, I have Asteroid M. It says exhaust Asteroid M, shuffle the topmost magnetic card in your discard pile into your deck and heal 1 damage from your identity. And I do have Dogpool that I want to try to get out too. Try to ping that tough off of Mystique. We do need to get Mystique off the table. This is not, she's got too much health. That Metamorphic Mayhem is terrible. Okay. I do have Metal Shards, where I can deal 7 damage to Mystique. So I think, and I can give myself a tough card. So yeah, we're gonna try to get Mystique off the table this turn for sure. And we need to get Dogpool out as well in order to knock that tough off. The downside of Dogpool is he's got an acceleration token that's coming out on the table, so I don't think I'm going to put out Asteroid M. I don't think I am. Let me see if I've got enough to do everything else that I want to do. I need to spend 3, which right now we've got self-control. We could use that to pay for dead Dogpool, and we'll go ahead and put him out. I think we need to put him out anyway. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Retaliate 1 toughness. Okay, so we're going to put Dogpool out. So we're at full strength, and we're going to use self-control to do that. the pool allies do not take consequential damage. So we're going to exhaust Dog Pool to knock the tough off of Mystique. Good. Now I'll flip up to my hero side, and I will use the Magnetic Pull ability. Magnetic Pull, discard cards from the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. So I got Wrapped in Metal, hero form only, attached to a non-elite minion. Attached minion cannot activate. Treat its credit text box as if it were blank. Whoa, even better for Sebastian Shaw. Oh, if I could spend 2 resources to do that, that would be great. And then I won't have enough to play the metal shards. I need more resources. So, Wrapped in Metal, hero form only, non-elite minion, cannot activate. Its text box as if it's blank. Wow, that's a good way to get rid of Sebastian Shaw. Let's do this. Let's with Magneto, we're going to attack Mystique for 2. That gets her within range of the magnetic shards. So I'm going to spend the strength and the metal shards and Asteroid M to play the metal shards. Deal 7 damage to an enemy. It's going to defeat her, and it's going to give us a tough status card. So that's what we'll do. We'll knock out Mystique. We need to get rid of her anyway. And that gives us a tough. Tough. I could use Distraction to ready back up again, but I don't think I'm going to. Although this main scheme is really going to jump up on this turn, but I am going to put Distraction. I need to get some thread off before I do that. Wrapped in Metal would be perfect to get on Sebastian Shaw. Tell you what we're going to do is we are going to put Distraction on Sebastian Shaw, and we're going to hang on to Wrapped in Metal because that may come in handy later. Yeah, I'm going to end my turn, so Dog Pool is readied. Magneto is readied. Stick-to-itiveness is readied. I didn't not ready it. And I'm going to hang on to Wrapped in Metal, and I'm going to draw 4 more cards. So we have Bob, Agent of Hydra. We draw Master of Magnetism. I draw another Distraction card, and I draw another Master of Magnetism. Good. Love it. So we are going to place 1, 2, 3 threat onto Promised Prosperity. Hood is going to attack us for 1 plus an Amplify plus this. It says after this activation, the activating enemy activates against you again. Do not give it a boost card for this activation. Okay, so he's going to hit me for 2. And that's going to knock off my tough. And then he's going to attack me again. Ooh, and I forgot. I've got a toughness on Dog Pool. He came into play with toughness, so I forgot to put that on him. But I could defend this with Dog Pool. I sure could, and get Retaliate of 1 into the Hood, which is what I'm going to do. We're going to knock toughness off of Dog Pool. We're going to defend that attack, and we're going to place 1 damage into the Hood. Attached minion cannot activate. So Sebastian Shaw cannot activate. And the encounter card that is dealt is this one. Of course it's an advance. So Promised Prosperity is likely going to be prosperous here. Let's draw our card, and it's a 0 boost. So he's going to scheme for 1 plus 1 is 2 into Promise Prosperity, and the second stage of the hood is defeated, or is complete, rather. Okay, so next comes the crime state, and it says choose one set aside modular encounter set at random, then shuffle it into the encounter deck. Place 1 acceleration token on the main scheme. Each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. Okay. Another acceleration token. Choose a set-aside modular encounter set. All right, so I've got 4 possible encounter sets. We'll go ahead and shuffle those up. And we'll ask our lovely assistant, Alexa, to give me a random number between 1 and 4.
Here's a number between 1 and 4. It's 1.
All right, and it is Fabian Cortez, who is one of the Acolytes. So let's go grab the Acolytes. And we are going to shuffle the Acolytes now into the encounter deck. Okay. Each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. One thing going for us is we haven't seen a tremendous amount of hood cards yet, I don't think. Seen a lot of other cards, but there's a lot in the deck now. It's pretty watered down, so we'll discard the top card of the encounter deck, and it is an infiltration card. And so we deal it to ourselves face down. Because of discard the encounter deck, if it does not belong to the hood, deal to yourself as a face down encounter card. We need to finish crime state here, so we're going to flip it over. And it says if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. Force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, each player must resolve the hood's foul play ability in player order. Oh, that's getting nasty now. So it comes into play with 3 threat on it. Oof. Okay. And then we continue revealing encounter cards since we're in that portion of his turn. And we have the infiltration. It says when revealed, shuffle this card into your deck. This card gains surge. Shuffling that card in. I'm not looking actually, which could end up in disaster. I'm shuffling like this. But it's a different color sleeve that I've just shuffled into my deck, so I don't want to see where it's at. So I'm not looking as I'm shuffling. You're looking. All right. And so that's that. It's going to surge into this card right here, which is Caught Off Guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded this way, this card gains surge. That's terrible. So I discard an upgrade or support. So I'm going to have to discard my Stick-to-itiveness, I think, because a healing factor I may need. And it costs more, so Stick-to-itiveness goes to discard pile. All right. So it is public knowledge. It's a different backed card. This is a blue card, so at least we know the top card of my player deck is not infiltration. Okay, so that's the end of the hood's turn. Let's see what we've got. We got Wrapped in Metal, which is attached minion, cannot activate. Treat its printed text box as if it were blank. I've got Bob, Agent of Hydra. After Bob, Agent of Hydra enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy or remove 1 threat from a scheme. That'll be good. And then there's another distraction. Could have readied myself with that. Okay, the healing factor does not go off because I'm at full strength. Master of Magnetism. Bob Agent of Hydra. And Distraction. All right. I think I'm going to put Bob, Agent of Hydra, out onto the table. Well, no, I'm going to do my Master of Magnetism ability first. Let's see what we got. What options we'll have to play this turn. So we're going to discard cards. So we got Lady Deadpool. We discard Magnetic Missile. Discard a minion with wrapped in metal attached. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. So now we're going to wrap this guy in metal for sure, I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hopefully we're able to do that. Do you have enough to pay for all of that? It seems like money's always an issue with me. So if I spent 2 to put out Bob Agent of Hydra, then we could do 2 damage to the hood. If we spend 2 to put Wrapped in Metal on Sebastian Shaw, and then spend 1 to play Magnetic Missile, then we get rid of Shaw, right? We also get rid of... we get rid of a lot of this... Yeah, we get rid of this crisis too in the meantime. So how about we do that? Yeah, we're gonna bring out Bob Agent of Hydra for 2 resources. After Bob Agent of Hydra enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy and remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we're gonna do 2 damage to the hood, which is gonna knock him down to 0. So stage 1 of the hood is defeated. We'll set it over here. It says, when revealed, choose 1 set-aside modular encounter set at random, then shuffle it into the encounter deck. So now we get to choose another modular. That's fun. And so I have 3 left. We'll shuffle those up. And we'll ask Alexa to give us a random number. Alexa, give us a random number between 1 and 3.
Here's a number between 1 and 3. It's 3.
It's 3. And we're going to grab Arcade. So we'll get the Arcade modular set, which is Welcome to Murder World, along with many other traps. And we'll shuffle those into the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. Shuffle the deck. Okay. All right, so Hood 2 came out, and he's going to come into play with 16 hit points on him. There we are at 16. We have the Magnetic Missile. We're going to wrap our dude Sebastian, non-elite minion, in metal with the Master of Magnetism card. And then we're going to spin 1, the Magnetic Missile, discard a minion with wrapped in metal attached, deal 5 damage to the enemy and stun it. So boom, 5 damage using Sebastian Shaw, and it says to discard a minion. So he's completely gone. So that is awesome. Yeah, it's a way of workaround is tough. And we do 5 damage and stun the hood. Takes him down to 11, and now he's stunned. Problem with Bob is he just gave me another acceleration token. So I've got 2. We're at 3. it threats out at 10, and I've got Dogpool on the table as well. So we're going to place 4 threat at the beginning of my turn onto the crime state. So, question, do we go after the hood and hope for the best? I think we do. I think we got to take down the hood. So Magneto is going to go after the hood, and he's going to knock him down to 9. And Bob, Agent of Hydra, is going to go after Hood and knock him down to 8. I have no cards in my hand. Everything has been played. And yeah, I'm going to draw up my hand size of 5. So 1, wrapped in metal. 2, I got this. 3, got Headpool. And I've got 4, Magneto's helmet. And 5, the cut upper. Okay, let's see what happens. We're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threat on the main scheme. I think I underestimated that for sure. The hood is not going to attack because he is stunned. We draw an encounter card, which is off with his head. When revealed, each minion activates against the player it's engaged with. If no minion activates this way, discard cards from top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded and reveal that minion. By the way, I should have readied everything. We're going to discard everything. So we got Arcade. Arcade cannot take damage while a trap side scheme is in play. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter. So is that revealed? Is that a revealed card? It says discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded and reveal that minion. So yeah, we're going to reveal, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a trap side scheme is discarded and reveal it. Okay, so we're going to look for a trap. Welcome to Murder World. Hinder of 1. When defeated, the player who defeated this side scheme takes 2 damage. So we have Murder World out. It's a hinder of 1, so I got to place 3 threat on it. And it has a hazard icon on it. So unless there is some way to block damage to the hood, I think I may have this game in the bag. Heal ourselves for 2 at the beginning of my turn. There is no healing. I've got the cut upper, which deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun that enemy. So we're going to spend 3 resources. Headpool, I got this, and wrapped in metal to do the cut upper into the hood for 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Magneto is going to hit the hood for 1, 2. And Dogpool is going to attack Hood, knocking him down to 0. All right, and so I'm left with a helmet in my hand. Bob, Agent of Hydra, did not activate. Metamorphic Mayhem was on the table. It said when it's defeated that we shuffle shapeshifter cards. Let's look at my deck. I remember we did shuffle a shapeshifter card in. It was the 3rd card down. So I didn't use my magnetic ability. I don't know if whenever that gets discarded, it says force response. After this card enters your hand, discard an ally or support you control. So yeah, if it would have got discarded by looking for a metal card, it simply would have just gone to the discard pile. So not too bad. That isn't against Magneto. Arcade just says that he can't take damage while a trap side scheme is in play. Here is our trap. Welcome to Murder World. It just had a hinder. We didn't deal ourselves any more cards because the hazard wouldn't have activated at the end of that turn. So, came really close. Crime State made it all the way up to 8 out of 10. So, I needed to be able to pull off a lot of damage on that turn, and I just so happened to deal myself the cut upper. Otherwise, chances are things could have gotten wildly out of control on the next turn because we have Arcade on the table who cannot take damage. I could have wrapped him in metal and chucked him at the hood, but I would have needed another card in order to do that. But we could have negated his text box, which says he can't take damage while the side scheme is in play. So we could have, with Magneto and Bob, Agent of Hydra, knocked out Arcade by putting a wrapped in metal card on him. Had we not got the cut upper and got him off the table. But we still would have had amplify icons. We still would have had extra encounter cards to deal to myself. So yeah, that's how you take care of the hood. And hopefully I did it. Hopefully I did it right. If you saw anything that I made a mistake while playing in this game, please don't hesitate to point that out in the comments down below. It's very easy to miss triggers in this game and to misread texts. So even though I've been playing this now for about 4 years, I'm still no expert, I don't feel, at this game. So yeah, if you saw anything I made a mistake on, please do not hesitate to let me know in the comments down below. It's how I learn, and it's how others learn as well. But anyway, thanks for watching my playthrough video today. I am the Board Game Lawyer, and I hope to be able to catch you again soon with another playthrough video. I'll be doing more physical card playthroughs here now that we've gotten to the winter months, and so you can look to see some more videos from me until I can get back out there and play disc golf again in the spring. But anyway, take care, friends, and we'll talk to you later.